What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Haven't really recorded in a hot minute, but I thought, we're going to come back on a great video tonight. Unfortunately, we did not get the win, but there is a moral victory to come out of this OKC versus Phoenix Suns matchup. I mean, overall, we bumped with the best team in the NBA for 48 minutes with missing Ryan Dunn, Grayson Allen, Jordan Goodwin got hurt. Bunch of dudes. Bunch of key guys that overall make a big difference on this team. Jalen Green, Grayson Allen, Ryan Dunn. And now Colin, look, he did play after he rolled his ankle, and Jordan Goodwin, which left the game. There's a lot to be proud of. Unfortunately, a game like this, you really want to win, especially after being close and bumping with a team like this for overall the whole game. I mean, winning 123 to 119 against a team that was projected to be one of the bottom 5 teams in the NBA is something to talk about. This team, I think we put a lot of the league on notice with tonight's game. Overall, I mean, the win would have been very cool, but there's still a lot to be proud of. The fight that this team has showed, just overall play, a couple things down the stretch of the game that I wish we would have done differently. But overall, this was a enjoyable game for sure. And with this was a cup game, by the way, so OKC with the win did clinch the A spot for Group A, and the Suns will probably get into the wild card, and I think they will have to potentially play OKC again. I know it comes down to the Grizzlies and I believe the Clippers. And then if Denver loses, I believe it's another scenario as well. So yeah, a lot of things could, have to happen, but it looks like as of right now, at the time of this recording, which is basically the end of the Suns game, I know Memphis and LA are playing right now. At the time of this recording, actually, Memphis is up 93-91, and it has to be a significant point differential. So it looks like overall we will see Phoenix in the wild card. And I believe they said in the broadcast that OKC would be the matchup for that. So, I'm not really a huge fan of the NBA tournament. I mean, I think the games are a little more competitive, but obviously, if they got, if they did away with it, it wouldn't really make or break my heart. Still a cool concept, but yeah, if you're really tapped into the in-season tournament like that, I mean, that is something to watch out for. And yeah, hopefully the Suns can punch their ticket to Vegas. A team that's 10-0 at home overall. I mean, this is a good effort. Royce O'Neal made some big shots in the clutch. One thing I wish that we would have done a little bit different, a guy with Dylan Brooks, 19 points, 6 18 from the field, 2 and 9 from 3. Got to the line 5 times, made all 5 attempts. I wish that we did away from a little, just Dylan Brooks isoing the ball. I'm a huge Dylan Brooks fan. I wanted him, especially when we traded for him. A lot of the fan base wasn't really all for Dylan Brooks, just kind of who he is, that villain mentality, which I don't know why you wouldn't want that in your team. He changed the culture a lot, and this is what the Phoenix Suns are trying to do. They're trying to be a tough physical team, and day by day, despite how you feel about how NBA refs feel, there is a reputation in political weight when it comes to officiating NBA games, and hopefully that's a reputation the Phoenix Suns start to grow more and more, and hopefully the refs and officials let us be more and more physical with teams. But yeah, there's a lot of shots that just kind of went in and out for Dylan Brooks. I believe there was a specific shot. He had a corner 3, wide open, Book drive and kicked it out. I wish Book would have rather took the 2, but I get in a situation where they're down 3. He would rather take a 3, try to tie the game, opposed to having to get the lead in two attempts there. So I do understand it from Book's perspective, but I'd rather had him take the bucket. I do think Chet was down there too, so it is what it is. Just going Dylan Brooks, straight Dylan Brooks ISO ball in the clutch is something that I wish we kind of did away with. And obviously, Buck's getting triple team blitzed. They're sending everything they can at Devin Booker, ultimately making it so that he doesn't have the ball in his hands, and that's what it's going to be like until a guy like Jalen Green is back. It's just how it's going to be. Another guy that can put the ball on the floor and do something with it. It's just how it's going to be. It's the name of the game. It's been that way for Book. Teams know that putting the ball and pressure on Book, it's just what's going to happen. And there's a couple turnovers where they sent the double out Book and ultimately stripped it from him, and they scored off those opportunities. But yeah, Colin Gillespie. I think there's not really a huge conversation to be had with him. maybe on the outside media markets, but in terms of within the Phoenix Suns fan base, we all knew what the stock was for 𝐒𝐿 Gillespie coming into the season. 33 minutes, 24 points, 9-16 from the field, 6 of 11 from 3. Absolutely insane. But like I said, this is overall a good, like, moral victory. You can't be mad at this. Overall, you know, you obviously want to win this game, especially against OKC. You want to give them their second loss in the season. I think their only loss is to the Portland Trail Blazers, which I think once they get Dame back and if they make some good moves in the offseason, they're going to be a good team. I very much see it. They are young, but I do think the playoffs are definitely in sight for them. But yeah, you know, Book, 21 points, 5 of 13, 2 of 7 from 3, 9 of 11 from the free throw mark. And, you know, I mentioned it earlier, you know, despite how we feel about the refs and 𝐒𝐒 getting 17 free throws, I'm going to take a couple of those away, just due to the fact that some of those were down the stretch of the game in the clutch, and you need to foul him to try to get the ball back. And just hope he misses, which he won't. I mean, he missed 3 of them, but 37 points, 10 of 20 from the field, 17 free throws. He made more free throws than field goal attempts, so that is something to think about. But yeah, there's there's something about 𝐒𝐒. He does take advantage of undisciplined defenders. You know, I think 𝐒𝐒's an incredibly talented player, you know, despite what you think about him and his foul baiter mentality. You know, he definitely got Oso. I think it was late in the fourth quarter, too. Oso went and jumped to make a contest. 𝐒𝐒 got him. Got the contact, made the bucket, and won. It is stuff like that it does suck, because I feel like on the scouting report, it's something that you need to be talking about in practice all week when you have OKC in your schedule, is to be disciplined when you're playing a guy like 𝐒𝐒. And especially with the reputation that he has around the league in the past couple seasons, I don't know why players are still trying or jump. Like, I don't know why you're still trying to get into him. Like, there's a certain way you got to defend 𝐒𝐒. You just can't jump on him. It's like the DeMar DeRozan rule. DeMar is going to get you in that pump fake. He's going to bait you, you know, and there's bets around the league. You know, when rookies come into the league, it's like $100 every time you jump at DeMar and he gets to the line. I think it was Amon Thompson that said that story, but it's just a reputation. And hopefully it just clicks a little bit more, but there was definitely a foul. I think Book was literally like had his hands straight up and they still called it a foul. I thought that was a little bit crazy, to be fair. Like I said, some things in the NBA, and it goes for a lot of players too, with the ticky-tack fouls. Ultimately, you would like to see the game called fairly and evenly, but like I said, there's a political view. There's definitely politics in sports, and whoever doesn't say that or doesn't agree with that is just ultimately wrong. And players are viewed certain ways. You know, some of it is skill and some of it is just the refs calling it, you know. 𝐒𝐒 does do a good job of getting defenders to jump, like I said. He takes advantage of it, and that's how he gets to the line a lot of times. You know, Book got 11 free throws as well. I think Book is a guy that definitely could get more free throws, but definitely, he plays the game ethically. And when Book does try to get into that foul bait mode and draw contact on defenders, they don't call it, which I find kind of insane. But, you know, you got to give props when props are due, man. 37 points, 8 assists, 1 turnover. And that's just another thing, too, with the Suns. You know, Devin Booker, 6 turnovers. That is something that you just can't have happen. But once again, when you're having 3 defenders and with a team that has a good defensive reputation like OKC, and they're able to defend you physically and ultimately just really, they're like Minnesota in terms of defense. Like, those two teams have a different type of reputation when it comes to getting in physical and beating with you. And that's that's something that Phoenix needs to do ultimately. And that's something I want to see Phoenix do. You know, it sucks because, you know, a lot of stuff it's just not called evenly on the stretch of games. And you know, it's tough. It's tough. But at the end of the day, you gotta deal with it. I mean, Oso had 4 turnovers. Ultimately, as a team, you had 18 turnovers opposed to OKC's 10. Like, that's 8 turnovers right there. That's a big difference. We killed them on the O boards, though. 13 off the rebounds to 3. You know, we out-rebounded them in both aspects. Defensively, we out-rebounded them 38 to 34, and but we did get 2 more fouls in them. So, I mean, this is a close-ass game, man, and you're missing a lot of guys, and that's just something to be proud of. There's a sense of pride of competing with one of the best teams in the NBA. Actually, the best team. OKC I have on a different tier. Like I said in the past video, This is where OKC's at as a basketball team. They have their own tier. They're up there by themselves. Here is the contenders, and here's like the middle of the pack, and then here's the sludge. That's where the plankton's at. OKC's different, man. They really are. This is a team that could really go back to back this year, especially with the East being weak. Tatum being out, like Hallie. They're a good ass team, man. And all credit to them. Shout out to them, a small market team. They have the blueprint, and this is something that Phoenix is starting to follow. This is something that a lot of teams are picking up on, and it's good to see. But overall, I mean, you want to take a moral victory from this, but also you want to get that win. And when I see 18 turnovers, it's kind of tough, especially when your star guy in Devin Booker does have 5 of those turnovers. That is a little bit tricky. Mark Williams did have 4. Everyone really on the team had a turnover besides Nick Richards, Oso Ighodaro, and Nigel Hayes-Davis, and Bouyea, which we got to talk about Jamaree Bouyea. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, this has been a spark, man. I ultimately, wasn't too sure about the Bouyea signing. I didn't know if he was going to be remotely in the G League, but he has gotten some significant minutes with the Phoenix Suns. I believe in the G League games that he had before he came up to the Phoenix Suns, he was dropping I think he had 4 consecutive 20-point games, and he's just looked composed, man. He hasn't really looked like a G League player out there. He doesn't really seem like unsure of what he has to do. He really seems like he's solid in his role. And in 14 minutes, he had 9 points, 4 of 6 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. 2 boards. Like in the plus-minus category, he was +2. He was one of the few Phoenix Suns players tonight that was positive in the plus-minus category. He's definitely been a booyah for sure. He's been exciting to watch. And a guy that's just been like another spark. And you like having those spark plugs in your team, especially when stuff is getting tough on offense. And just getting oh man, this team. I'm not even going to talk about this game anymore. Just the Phoenix Suns this year have been so fun to watch, and I'm really proud of this group and what they've done. And a game like this really makes you reflect on. You don't even look at the 12-8 record and you kind of do in a way as well, because as a team that was projected to be a bottom 5 team in the NBA and for sure a bottom 3 team in the Western Conference, there's a sense of pride in watching this group. This is a team that does not quit. This is a team that will make you work for everything, and this is all you wanted from the Phoenix Suns in the past couple years. If the Suns would have played this OKC squad last year, if we would have went down 15, that's ball game. This is how much I love this team. This is awesome. I'm excited. I don't know what more to say, man. Let's get healthy. I hope Colin's good. I hope Jordan Goodwin's good. Yeah, man. Love this team. Let's get some guys back. Want to be at the game December 8th versus the Timberwolves. I want to see them put belt to ass. And let's get it, man. This is awesome. This is exciting. This is Suns basketball. We are officially back. And I know I'm saying all this off of a loss, but when a team like the Phoenix Suns, like I've repeated 15 million times in this video, when you're bumping with a team that's only lost 1 game, absolutely insane, man. I can't be more proud of this Phoenix Suns team. And I don't really have much more to say. I really don't. Thank you guys for watching this video. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new here. Let's do it, man. 900 subs. We're so close. I think we're 17 away from it. So let's hit it. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.